all writers. Wow, wow, wow. That's something, isn't it?
Great, yeah.
Yes, that's great. Okay, so today we are going to be writing a story. When do you write a story? Do you write it yourself or does your teacher tell you to write?
No, ma'am.
You write yourself? Huh? You write yourself? Everything, right from the beginning to the end. Okay. Do you write it in your notebook or where do you write it?
Notebook.
Notebook. And then who sees your story?
Parent.
Our teacher. You see? So you're writing it for the teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But we are not writing for the teacher. We are writing for ourselves. Ah, that's a difference. Okay. So this is a story that you will write. Okay. Who should be in your story? Tell me. Huh? What did you say? Anything. No, but anything can't be a Mr. Anything. There was a Mr. Anything. You can't say that. Huh? Romeo and Juliet. That's a story already written. So we are talking about ourselves and we are talking about, you know, it can be a boy, it can be a girl, it can be a butterfly, it can be a bird, it can be anything. So,
Jack.
Jack.
Is that the name of a boy?
Is that the name of the boy? Why is he Jack? What's your name? Wali. Why is it not Wali? Why does it have to be a Mr. Jack? Do you read Mr. Jack all the time? No, you read them in your English books only. We're talking about ourselves. We're talking about what we are and who we are and what we do. Okay? So think of something that is from us, from where you are. And so you want to write about a boy or a girl or what? Huh? Who do you want to write about? A boy or a girl? Yes. Yeah? Friend. Okay. It's a man or it's a girl or a boy? Please up. Please. Yes, okay. No. What I'm saying is you have to have a character in a story. जाते हैं ना? Character चाहिए होता है ना? So who is the main character in your story? Yes.
Myself.
Yourself. Okay. Is there anybody else wanting to write a story about somebody else?
Are we supposed to write as the first person and second person?
Don't worry about that. We are making a story. There's no supposed to. I haven't come with a story in my head saying I will get this story out of the children. No. It's your story. Okay. So you're not supposed to be doing anything. You're doing what you feel like. So who do you want to have as a character in your story? Very difficult question. Friend. Okay. Now, friend, what is your friend's name then? Huh? Okay. He has a friend whose name is Waris. Is there anybody else who wants to write a story about not just a friend or something like this, you know?
And my mother.
Story. Think about it.
My computer.
Huh?
My computer is
Compute.
My mother. My mother.
Yeah.
My mother.
I'm looking for something that is not everything that you write. My mother you have written in your storybooks. Okay? My computer you got written down all in your head. We are not doing that. We are talking about a real story that you are making out of your mind. So computer, I know you got it and you say, okay, when we write about my computer, I know what to write and I'll write it and here it is. No, we are looking for a story. Yes.
Can't we just write about, can't we just make up our own character?
But it will be our story. It can't be one person. It can't be one person. So give me your character.
Maybe like a very sad girl.
It's a sad girl, all right. Okay. So we are going to write a story about a sad girl. Okay.
Why can't she be a happy girl?
Well, some say she was a happy girl and some say she was a sad girl.
She was a happy girl
Okay,
trying to find
okay,
out.
okay. Look. Everybody will have to participate. It can't be your story, it can't be my story. It has to be a story which belongs to everyone. So you saying that there was once upon a time, we begin like that, no? Don't be scared.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen. Once upon a time, there was a sad girl. Some said she was not a sad girl, she was a happy. Okay, alright. Can you tell me a little more about the sad happy girl? Now you've got a sad happy girl, remember that. Now give chance to somebody else. Okay, sad happy girl. Yeah.
Ma'am, she looked happy, but inside her heart she was sad.
Oh, very good. So, once upon a time, there was a sad happy girl. She looked happy, but she was sad inside.
Inside her heart. Yeah.
Say that again.
Okay. So let's repeat this. Once upon a time, there was a
No, you
there
don't
was
have
a
to repeat.
there was a
Listen.
sad girl, a happy sad girl, or a sad happy girl. She was happy from outside, but inside her heart, she was very sad.
Okay. What was her name? Paru? Okay. Her name was Paru.
Paru. Oh, right.
Very nice
Okay.
name.
So that's
Okay.
the name we
Her
have
name
given to
was
her.
Paru.
Okay. All right. So there was a girl. Once upon a time, there was a happy, sad girl. She was happy from outside, but inside her heart, she was sad. And her name was Okay.
Can you tell me a little more about Paro? I like that name though. Can you say something? Think about Paro now. See, now this is our story in which there's a sad, happy girl. She was looking happy from outside but sad inside, and her name was Paro. What would you like to say more about Paro? She is very beautiful. Okay. So once upon a time,
She is very tall.
she's tall and beautiful. So once upon a time, there was a sad, happy girl, and she looked happy.
From outside, but inside her heart, she was sad.
Huh?
She was adopted by this lady.
Oh, she was adopted by an English lady.
By a
Oh.
rich lady.
Which
A
lady?
rich lady.
Which lady?
Rich.
Rich lady.
A rich lady. Okay, she was adopted by a rich lady. So there was this girl. She was a sad, happy girl. She was happy from outside, but inside her heart she was very sad. She was
Her name was
tall. Oh, sorry, her name was Paro. She was short, and she was not very beautiful.
Is that what you said?
She
was,
was
oh,
very
sorry,
beautiful.
sorry.
Okay,
She
sorry
was
about
beautiful.
that.
Sorry.
She was tall and she was very
Beautiful.
beautiful. Okay.
Okay. So where do you think she was?
She was living in a town.
She was living in a
Town.
town.
In a town.
Okay, but she was living in a town, but
She is living
where?
in a very beautiful house.
Okay, she lived in a beautiful house in the town. She was adopted by a
A
rich
rich lady.
Okay. Now, where she was, can you say something more about where she was, the house?
Thailand.
Huh?
Thailand.
She was in Thailand. She was not in Pakistan. Okay. All right. She was.
She hate her servants.
Huh?
She hated.
Her maids.
She hated her maid. Okay. So here was once upon a time there was a sad happy girl, and she was sad inside, but outside she looks happy. She was adopted by a
Her name was
she was
Her
very
name was Paro.
oh sorry sir. Yes, her name was Paro.
She was tall and beautiful.
She was tall and beautiful.
She was adopted and lived in a
She was adopted by a rich lady. She lived in a nice house
In the town.
in the town, In
she
Thailand.
She liked
Wow. We are getting to a story. All right. And she was not, what did you say? Not, no. She did not like her maids. She did not like her maids. Okay. All right. So, on this particular day, when the story begins, now you must also remember that you have answered other people. It's everybody's story. So some more people should come up and talk about it. Huh? No. You see, this is
You've already given a few
two
sentences.
things. You've given a few sentences. Those of you who have given sentences should wait for others to say, isn't it? If it is our story, it can't be your story, it can't be your story, it can't be your story. Right. So she did not like her maids. Maids. Okay. Alright. So what was the time like? When did this happen? What was the time when your story begins? It was?
When she was?
12 years.
Okay, when she was 12 years old. So can you repeat the story now, Mohsin?
Okay, from the beginning, it's a long story now. I'll try and remember. So you correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. So once upon a time, there was a sad, happy girl. She was happy from outside, but sad inside her heart. Okay. Her name was Paro. Sorry, her name was Paro. Okay. Her name was Paro. She was tall and beautiful. She was from the Philippines. And I'm sorry. She was okay. She was from Thailand. Okay, and she
was adopted.
was adopted by a very poor woman.
No, this
Okay, sorry, she was adopted by a rich woman, rich lady. Okay, and she did not like her maid. And she was 12 years old. Okay.
Alright. So, when the story begins, what time of the day it is? Is it morning, afternoon?
Morning.
Okay. And what do you think she was doing? This morning, what was she doing?
Gardening.
Gardening. Just a minute. She was gardening. Okay. This morning,
She was gardening and she was thinking about the girls which were loved by her real parents.
she was, say it again.
She was starting to be jealous because she did not get real love
She did not get,
from her parents.
she did not get, she did not get the love of her real parents. Yeah, she was an adopted. Okay, so she was gardening and she was feeling sad. At this point, she was feeling sad because because she was feeling sad that she was not loved by her real parents. Okay. Are there any other characters in the story? No, remember? There are other people. Yes, somebody else was not spoken. You have spoken, somebody else.
There's somebody who has not spoken yet. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody who's not spoken yet. Yes. Huh?
My sister. Her sister.
Her sister.
Her sister was there. Okay. Was the sister in the garden with her? Okay, some say that she was watching television and some say she was in the garden. Okay? Alright. Okay, now, suddenly, what happened? Now, stop. I am not telling you. You are going to get into groups and you are going to make the story. Let's repeat the story just now. It was once upon a time there was a sad happy girl who was happy from outside and sad inside. Okay. Who was her name is Paro. Very good. She was tall and beautiful. a nice house in Thailand. She was adopted by Okay. She did not like her maids. Ah. she did not like her maids. One day she was in the garden and she was thinking about her real parents and the love she did not have from them. And she also had a sister who some said was in the garden and some said was watching TV. Watching TV. Well, that's up to you. That's up because it's your story. Listen, it's your story, not mine. Okay? So now what I want you to do is that we'll make groups of 4 and you will decide what happens in the story. Okay? You can discuss it and somebody can also write it down. Okay? And then we will share these stories because they'll be all different stories. Okay? Ready?
Can you also have the name of the sister? What was the sister's name? You already, you gave Paro also, right?
Julia.
You said Paro.
Julia.
Sarah. Okay, let's go for Sarah. Alright, so her sister's name was? Sarah. Okay, we'll go with that. Alright, so we want groups of 4. Alright, so 4 people can work together.
Just turn your chair and then you will be
Okay,
4.
this row, you guys can turn around your chairs.
Like that.
Okay, just turn your chair around.
This row will turn the chairs. So you can be 4 or 5. No, come here. As simple as that. Turn round. And there are not enough people that 4 are together. Are you 4? Are you 4 each or more than 4? 4?
Garden was sad all the time. There was a happy sad girl. निकले पहले ज्यादा दो तो
Tell her really quickly. जल्दी से बताओ. You tell her क्या हुआ था story. बताओ. Tell her the story. हाँ. Go on.
Read out the story.
Now she was tall. See. He lived in Highland with the Wow, excuse me, about her parents.
It doesn't have to be big, bomb. No.
How far are you reached? Huh? जल्दी करो जल्दी करो
And when she left, she felt softly on the ground.
Yes? Now you see, this is a real kind of story that you write yourself. There's no teacher involved here. Okay? Have most of the people finished? Okay? Have you chosen somebody who will read it out to the group? Yes. Now, you have to choose one person from the group to read out the story. Okay? Okay, if you are not quiet, we won't have the story. If you are not quiet, we will not have the reading of the story. How do you keep quiet? Show me. That's great. Isn't it wonderful? Shout out. तालियां आपने लिए बजा दो. Okay. Now, you have to choose one person from your group without fighting with each other and read out the story to the whole group here. Okay? Where do I start? I start here. You see, the one that jumps last, that's the one that I'll take. Okay, who will read? And I'll give you the mic so that...
Yeah, so we're almost.
Yeah. Mic हम पकड़ते हैं.
Okay, let's listen, please. Yeah.
Now, show me how you can be absolutely quiet. Right.
A sad happy girl. Once upon a time, there was a sad happy
Sorry.
girl.
Why don't your group go there and stand there? Don't worry. Okay, quiet now. 1 minute. If you don't listen, then you will not be listened to. Right? That's the first principle that you must remember. You have to be a good listener if you want to have other people listen to you. So keep absolutely quiet and listen to what they're saying, and then you can read your story when your time comes. Okay.
A sad happy girl. Once upon a time, there was a sad happy girl. She was sad inside, but outside she was happy. Her name was Farah. She was tall and beautiful. She was adopted by a rich lady. She lived in a town in Thailand. She hated her servants. She was 12 years old. When she was she liked gardening. She was gardening and feeling sad because she not got love with her by her real parents. She had a loving sister who used to love her very much. Her name was Sarah. One day, her friend came and they said, "Would you like to play with us?" But she refused to play with them because she was feeling sad about her parents because she had not seen her parents. She was wondering how the children live with their parents and enjoy the life. The lady who adopted her was not treating her well. One day, the lady who adopted her scolded her and Paro answered him very badly. The lady said to her to leave the house. Boy who take her to his house because she was educated, she got a job and she lived happily.
Thank you. Just stand where you are. Just stand where you are. Just stand by the wall so that everybody can see you. All the group that have written together. Stand. Yeah. Okay, who's reading? Face these people. Face these people. Face these people. In a round. Yeah. Stand together. Okay. Stand.
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Paro. She lived in Thailand in a house by the sea. She was adopted by a rich lady. She was tall and beautiful. She looked happy from inside, but she was sad from the inside in her heart. She hated her mate. She had a sister named Sarah. Paro was once playing in her garden. She was thinking about her parents and was feeling sad. Then her stepsister came and told her that not to be sad. She said to her sister, "Dear sister, do not be sad. I will help you if you will do me a favor," she said. She had something evil in her mind. She wanted her to look more good in her parents' eyes. So she asked her to help her mother. So Paro started to help her mother. Her mother asked her to wash dishes. She started washing the dishes. Then her stepsister suddenly pushed her and the dishes broke. Then Paro had an idea to take revenge from her sister by fooling her. She went to her parents and told them everything that how her stepsister was treating her. His father told Paro to bring her sister to him. Her sister was scolded and Paro was happy that her parents listened to her the first time and didn't think that she was lying. And she lived happily after.
A lonely orphan. Once upon a time, there was a sad, happy girl. She was sad from inside, but looked happy from outside. She was a tall and beautiful girl. Her name was Paro. She was adopted by a rich lady. She hated her servants. She was living in a town in Thailand. One day, she was alone in the garden, and her stepsister, whose name was Sarah, was watching TV. Paro was talking to herself as she was missing her real parents and their love. Her stepsister liked her, but her stepmother didn't like Sarah. They were very rich, but her father was not a wealthy man. Sarah's mother spent all her money on herself and her stepdaughter. She liked Paro a lot, rather than her own daughter Sarah. She gave importance to Paro, but not Sarah. Paro was sad because her parents were murdered by her stepfather, but she didn't know it. She had a kitten whose name, which was given to her by her real parents. The name of the kitten was Carlo. When she was sad, she used to talk to it, and she used to sing a song when she was sad. She was sad because she never found out the killer of her parents. Her stepsister told her that her parents were killed by her father, and so then on, she wanted to have revenge of her parents. Thank you.
That group there, in the corner. Yeah. Just stand there. Just stand there, the group, the whole group.
Borrowed sadness involves into happiness. Once upon a time, there was a girl who was happy, sad girl, who was happy from outside and sad from inside. Her name was Parul. She was adopted by a rich lady and lived in a luxurious house. He did not get love by her real mother. She was tall and beautiful. She lived in a town of Thailand. Once upon a time, she was a gardening and thinking about her biography. When the morning sun was shining above her head, her sister was watching television rather than helping her out. She was distracted by a sudden voice coming from far away, which sounded as it was commenting her saying, "Have hope you can find your way back to your normal life." It seemed as if it was coming from her head. She shook it away about what a portal was open. She was herself with her actual mother and language. A smile grew at her face. She walked in, she saw her actual mother walking her up for breakfast. It was her own fantastic. She actually served with a great pain in her right hand, which was her writing hand, and God knows Hannibal hid most. But she got an advance and thought to write her story on the notebook her grandmother gave.
One comes here. How many are there?
And there are four more groups to go.
Once upon a time, there was an orphan girl whose name was Susan. She was a beautiful doll who was 14 years old. She was adopted by a rich lady. The rich lady's name was Miss Clara. She adopted Susan because she wanted to take revenge upon men. As she was hurted by her husband on her wedding day, she lived in Los Angeles. The lady was very proud and selfish of her money. She had a beautiful big house. She made Susan like her. She called a boy named Peter. His parents died when he was 10 years old. She called Peter to make her target. Peter fell in love with Susan. After a few days, the lady died, and Susan got married with Peter, and they lived happily. The rich lady and an orphan girl.
Next group. You guys want to go next? Yeah, you guys. Let's finish this row first.
Once upon a time, there was a sad, happy girl. She was a sad, happy girl. She was adopted by a rich lady. She lived in a beautiful house in Thailand. She was tall and beautiful. One day, she was standing in the garden, and her sister Sarah was watching television. Suddenly, black clouds appeared, and it started to rain heavily. She became wet completely in the rain, and she did not like the rain as well. She ran into the house and made the house wet and dirty. She started to find her mother, but she found out that she had gone to the shop with her father. When her sister came out of the room and was shocked, to see the house wet and dirty. So she started to find her sister and Paro started to cry. When their parents returned, they were also shocked to see the dirty house and Paro crying. They asked why she was crying and found out that her sister scolded her a lot. They scolded Sarah a lot and cleaned the house. After 8 years, both sisters got married with a handsome prince and
Okay, very creative ending. Are you guys done? Yeah, let's finish this row and then we'll move to the other row. Come.
Paro's adoption. Once upon a time, there was a happy sad girl. She was happy from outside but was sad from the inside. Her name was Paro. She was tall and beautiful. She was adopted by a rich lady. She lived in a nice house in Thailand. She was 12 years old. Paro hated her maids. She had a sister named Sarah. One day she was gardening and her sister was watching her from the window. Paro was thinking about her parents and how they had treated her. Suddenly her sister came in the garden and said, "What are you thinking about?" She said, I was just thinking how my parents had treated me," and ran away. Sarah went to her room and thought about how she could help her sister Paro. Sarah got a great idea. Sarah took Paro to the village where the adoption center was. She took Paro and they found Paro's parents. Paro was happy and even her parents were. They had adopted jealous and Sarah's jealous and greedy sister. They wanted Paro back as their own daughter. Paro whispered to her parents that they should take Sarah as their daughter too. They agreed. After so much trouble, they lived happily ever after in a very good and comfortable home.
Let's go. Are you the last one to go?
This one as well.
Okay, two more.
A silly mistake. Once upon a time, there was a sad, happy girl. She was sad from inside and happy from outside. Her name was Paro. She was tall and beautiful. She was adopted by a rich lady. She lived in a beautiful house in a town in Thailand. She hates her maid. One day she was in the garden and thinking about her real parents and the reason why they left her. She had a stepsister whose name was Sarah. Sarah was a sharp and proudy girl. Sarah don't like Paro because her mother loved her more than anything. One night, Sarah planned to harm Paro. Sarah threw a burning matchstick in Paro's bedroom when everyone in the house was sleeping. Sarah also go to sleep. The matchstick burns Paro's bedroom, but Paro luckily succeeds to escape from her room because of her maid. The fire spread in the house very fast. Sarah's mother and all of the maids come out from the house, but Sarah left in the home and she died because of silly mistake.
Okay, alright. Alright. Which group? Yeah.
The one thing she longs for. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Paro. She was tall and beautiful, and she lived in a nice house, and she was adopted by rich parents. She lived in Thailand, and she got all the comforts in life, but she was only happy from the outside and not from the inside. One day, Paro was in the garden while her sister Sara was watching TV. Paro was thinking about her real parents and the love she didn't get from them. Then she thought that whatever she was thinking about was useless because she never met them and they died right after she was born. Okay. Fine. She was thinking that she had everything in life except for love. We're going outside now, Paro, to have breakfast with your father's friends. Stay here with Sara, said Paro's foster mother, and walked out of the gate with her husband at her heels. See, this is the one thing I just dislike so much. My foster parents have given me everything besides some time, thought Paro. Paro stopped watering the plants and looked up at the sky and said out loud, I wonder if I will ever get what I really want. Love. The end.
Okay, let's have the last group. That's it?
Yeah, that's the last one.
Okay, this was the last one.
Okay.
That was the best.
Okay, the stories. Did you enjoy writing the stories? Yes. You're all smiling. Thank you so much. Now, those who had turned their chairs this way, could you please turn them back?